53 garage here. Got the 75 Grand Am here in the driveway fixing to unload. From what I can tell, everything's nice and straight. Got a lot of surface rust, just as advertised, but looks like a really clean car. And my buddy Tom Jenkins hauled it all the way from Georgia here to the Houston area. So highly recommend him if you guys are looking for somebody to transport stuff. She's on the ground. Definitely looking forward to restoring this one. And a big thanks to Jeremy for buttoning up the sunroof, keeping it dry. Tom said he hit a bunch of rain coming into Texas. Had to stop and record this. Pulling off the duct tape that was put over the sunroof to keep it from leaking, and it's been on here a while, so it's taken probably a couple hours so far with this heat gun and a putty knife, and I'm just about to get it separated off the top, but it looks like the roof's in pretty good shape. The seals are still mostly there and intact. But I'll probably spend another couple hours trying to get all this adhesive off of here. But I just had to point out this duct tape I thought would come off a lot easier, but it has been a lot of work for sure. Been working on getting this roof cleaned up from the adhesive left over from all the duct tape that was sealing this sunroof panel here. And you can see I've got this soaking in wax and grease remover. I've got that pretty much cleaned off. Got to go over it one last time just to get any residual, but it definitely melts it down. I've been using a putty knife or a paint scraper and working it in there and just wiping it off with shop towels. Anyways, I'm going to finish trying to get all this adhesive removed and then go on to the next step. Alright guys, this is the first time I've had to really take a closer look at this Grand Am I picked up earlier in the week. It looks like an eyesore, and the front end obviously is disintegrating like most of them do. I've got a new front nose ordered from Motor Realms, so that should be coming in the next couple weeks from what they said. But like I said, it looks really rough, but everything that I've seen so far is just surface rust and can easily be worked with. I've only found 2 dents in the whole car, which is amazing because it looks a lot rougher than that. And one of them is here in the driver's door. There's some rust there. It's the only rot through I could find in the entire car, so that I can live with. Rear quarters look good. I'm sure once the trim and stuff comes off, there'll be a little bit underneath there, but I put a magnet inside the wheel wells, and they are, as one of the guys, one of the channels I follow says, it's mint. I don't know if you can see that. A lot of little bitty spots of rust down there, but the biggest indication to me was, you know, the bottoms of the doors are better than a lot of the Texas vehicles I've purchased over the years. I've got a 75 Laguna that bought from the original owner here in the Houston area, and it is not as clean as this for sure. But all the trim works there. Painted bumpers. I guess that was only a 75 deal. Most of the lights work. There's a few of them I still got to work with, but somebody tried putting some primer on here a while back to cover up the rust, but it came back through, which, like I said, is not a big deal, and that's pretty typical too. So I'll grind all that out and get rid of that rust and put some new filler in there and new vinyl top. And the sky roof is in great shape. Here's the other dent I found. Should be able to work with that pretty easily, but yeah, lots of surface rust. Oh, I just found another dent. Actually, it's a crease here, so I can get to it from inside the trunk, which should be pretty straightforward. It's got the American racing wheels that look like the old school center lines, and it's wearing its original paint underneath all this primer. So yeah, there's a little more rot through right there, so a couple spots. And it's got the cornering lights, which I guess is a pretty rare option. I've only seen a couple pictures of these Grand Ams with them online, but like I said, overall it's a pretty solid car. I just got done driving around the street and it just floats down the road. Let me pop the hood. Everything's pretty much stock underneath here. Got a power steering hose leak that just oozed all over the accessories, so I'm gonna have to get that taken care of. I'm gonna take it over to the shop today and start working on it this week. Got an intake gasket leak, so it's idling kind of rough and high, but solid motor. Got cruise control, AC's not hooked up, the compressor's starting to go out. It's got some tight spots on it when you turn it, but it's pretty much got all the bells and whistles. Like I said, it's got the sky roof, it's got power windows and door locks, power seat, it's got the rear defrost, it's got a fuel economy gauge, which I'm going to fix that as well. I've got a gauge cluster coming from a buddy of mine out in the Phoenix area that has a tachometer. Got a few cracks in the dash. It's got the sensor up there for the climate control, automatic temp control, which is another option, I guess. Something new to me. It's got the litter container. It's got the velour interior. I'll probably go back with vinyl. And it's got the right-hand remote, so headliner's in pretty good shape, except for the part that goes on the inner panel in the sky roof. So I'm gonna have to pull that out and then reattach it and make it look halfway decent. But the rest of it's not bad. I mean, even the carpet's in great shape. He was thinking, the guy that I bought it from was thinking this was 132,000 miles, but the way this thing drives and the fact that the doors don't sag at all, I mean, there's no play in the hinges that I can tell. I'm thinking it's probably under 100,000 miles, but I won't be able to say for sure until I really get through this. But There's the brake pedal. It doesn't look like it's worn, like a 132,000 mile car. But anyways, like I said, this is definitely one of the better cars that I've purchased as a starting point. So, American Racing. And of course, it's got the 400 V8 in it with the turbo 400 transmission. But yeah, it rides really nice going down the road. Super impressed with that. All the glass is intact. There's no cracks anywhere. I think there's a chip right here, which there's another one right there. But another indication that's probably not that high of mileage of a vehicle. It could be the speedometer's not working. I haven't looked at that yet. But anyways, this is the overview of what I just dragged home. And this came out of Georgia. Originally, it's an Idaho car. And I guess cars coming out of Idaho typically are pretty good shape. I don't think they use salt on the roads up there, but it's a pretty dry climate, which is great. Like I said, this is probably one of the more solid vehicles that I've worked with, and I'm really looking forward to getting this thing restored. I'll keep you updated as I go along, and if you got any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll get right back to you.